First up this week on Saturday, I wanted to do a proper wear test of a perfume that's new to me. This is Mambo by Liz Claiborne. I was given a little Amazon voucher for my birthday, and it was just a little 20 quid voucher, and I thought, okay, obviously I'm going to treat myself to a little perfume. I've had Mambo in my list for a really long time. I'm not sure if this is a 2000s or a 90s perfume, but it generally gets pretty positive reviews. I thought the notes looked really nice. So this is the funky bottle. It does look very 90s, doesn't it? So this is Mambo. Now, the notes in Mambo are top notes of mango, mandarin orange in ylang ylang, middle notes of orange blossom, ginger and hibiscus, base notes of sandalwood, musk and vanilla. Now, ignoring the fact that I'm not mad for orange blossom, generally speaking, it's one of the florals sort of after jasmine that sometimes can make things a little bit either sickly or screechy for me. This is just generally all these notes. I love hibiscus, I love ginger, I love the creaminess you get from ylang ylang, I love mango, I love orange. If it's not too strong in vanilla, I will be fine. I love sandalwood and I love musk. So I was like, this should be really safe. But interestingly, it doesn't smell how I imagined it to smell. I think it's far more floral than it is fruity, but it is pretty. So let's see. I'm trying to work out what season this would be best for, because it is much more floral than I was expecting. I thought this would be a summer perfume, but I think I could probably pull this off easily in spring, maybe even autumn. It's definitely got a floral vibe to it. I can smell quite a lot of hibiscus in this. You definitely get that mandarin orange right at the top. And the orange blossom and ylang ylang come through pretty quickly. And then you get a little bit more of the ginger. The mango starts peeking its head through. And the more it dries down, the more you get a soft vanilla in it. This has a musky, soapy quality to it. But yeah, it's definitely way more floral than I expected. I think the votes are for orange blossom at the top of this one, so I guess I should have expected that. But because some people have mentioned like fruity Escada perfumes, this is not as fruity as I imagined. It's kind of more grown up than that, but it doesn't smell vintage at all. There's something very beautiful about it, but it is slightly unusual. So I'm actually really glad I bought this. I think it's really tasty. Maybe this would be beautiful, and I think it's a really good spring scent, even though it kind of looks like it should be a summery scent, because I think it's a fruity spring floral. Like, it's super pretty. It's you'll see, actually. I'll get on to the next one actually, and then I shall continue, because I can talk about them both really in kind of tandem. Yeah, the vanilla comes through more and more, and it's really pretty. I'm quite impressed with Mambo. I think it's a really good value perfume. And how much is this? It's an eau de parfum. This was 100 ml. So yeah, it's I think I'm really going to enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed wearing it. It took a little bit of getting used to, but I think that's mainly because of the orange blossom. Actually, in a weird way, oh my goodness, I've just clicked. Something about it reminds me of Libre. That's what it is. Slightly unusual, soapy, a bit vanilla. This is like more floral, more fruity, but with that kind of Libre vibe. It smells a little bit like my La Rive dupe of Libre. Interesting. Okay, guys, all right. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, I think this has a Libre vibe. I think if you're interested in a light kind of summery version of the kind of gingery Libre, then I think maybe this might be a really good alternative for you, because it's so cheap and it's really pretty. Oh my god, I can't believe I only just clicked. I wore it and I enjoyed it and I didn't even click. And I had the same thing with the Libre profile, the original Libre, which is that I kind of thought to myself, I'm not sure if I can wear this. I think there's too much jasmine and orange blossom in it. And then I wore the little La Rive one and I absolutely loved it. But the first time I smelt it, I was like, I don't know about this. And that's what I mean. It kind of smells a bit grown up. Like, it's a fruity floral, but it doesn't smell childish at all. Like, oh my god, okay. Well, I've blown my own mind there, so let's see if I blow yours with it as well. So I wore that most of the day. And then later on, just in the evening, when I realised that I couldn't smell this anymore, I was trying to think. I reckon I could smell this on me for about 6 hours, like probably more, but I wasn't, I won't lie, I was a bit busy on Saturday, I wasn't necessarily paying much attention, but like I didn't put this next one on until late in the evening. Okay. Oh yeah. Right. So I just figured, because what I was thinking to myself was that this gives me the same feeling that the Glow series do, in that there's something soapy about them, like a body lotion or soap. But particularly Mambo, because it's floral, but it's got like a tropical fruity floral vibe about it. And this, obviously, Miami Glow by J.Lo, this has a tropical vibe about it too, but it's a passion fruit rather than a mango. I could not believe how strong this perfume was. I was like, oof, okay, this is not an indoor perfume for me. This is a wear to work outdoors kind of spring summer. It's really strong. When it hits the skin and it warms up, it was incredibly noticeable, and it lasted ages. I was like, oh yeah, it's not like a calming perfume either. This is a get up and do stuff kind of scent. It wasn't a bedtime perfume, really. I was like, whoa, this is strong. I mean, I stayed up pretty late, so it was fine by the time I went to bed. But yeah, this is going to be very, very good to wear to work, or out and about, just generally. I think it's really pretty. I can't believe how strong and long lasting and what good quality it smells to me, considering that it's like, again, like less than 20 quid. Both of these are so good. I think if you find Miami Glow a bit overwhelming, Mambo might be a really good alternative for you, because it gives me a similar vibe, but it's slightly sweeter. The vanilla's more noticeable, and I think it's less shampooey soapy, if you see what I mean. It's got a more gentle kind of soapy muskiness to it. This is strong, but I still think it's beautiful, so I'm really chuffed with that. As you can see, I've taken off the little thing because I think it looks much sleeker like this. But yeah, I really enjoy both of those. But I can't believe Mambo's. I'm just going to smell it again. Yeah, it totally has like a more fruity Libre vibe to it. Oh, yeah, that'll be why it took me a little while to get used to it, because it was the same with that. Oh, I forgot to read the notes. I'm just so overexcited about Mambo. Actually, both of these, I'm really excited about both of them. So, okay, J.Lo Glow. This is Miami Glow, and this is passion fruit, coconut milk, and pink grapefruit in the top. Middle notes of orange blossom, cyclamen, and heliotrope. Base notes vanilla, musk, and amber. So you've got a few similar kind of notes going on here. They've got that same kind of creamy musk, but the coconut milk in this, again, gives it like a slight body lotiony vibe. The amber and the vanilla kind of keeps it warm but doesn't make it massively sweet, but it's definitely got a sweetness when it dries down. It's shampoo when you first spray it, and then it gets more musky, like in a bar soap way, and then in like a body lotion vibe. I find orange blossom is often super soapy, so that's probably with like both Libre and Mambo and this. I always find both Neroli and Orange Blossom very soapy, so I tend not to like them when they get too sweet, but these I think are really good. And I think the pink grapefruit kind of really, and you can tell it's pink grapefruit, actually. You can tell that it's pink grapefruit. Let me just have, yeah, you totally can. Yeah, it's really soap. But yeah, again, if this one's a bit much for you, if you find it a bit screechy or a bit much, then maybe Mambo would be like a super good alternative. But I think Mambo might be a good alternative, especially in summer, for Libre. There you go. I'm going to stop going on about it. So that was Saturday. On Sunday, I wanted to test out something in the morning that I'm trying to test out things that I don't reach for to see if I want to declutter them. So this is my Scentology Lychee and Floral Bouquet. Now, I think it's super possible that this is one of those perfumes that's slightly inspired by Delina, because it has some of the same notes, but it's not kind of sweet and syrupy. It's much fresher. It's not quite the same levels of sweetness, I think. And thickness that you get with like Delina. This is much, much lighter. And I wore it, and I'm just not sure how I feel about Lychee in perfumes. it feels like something I should really like, because in real life I adore Lychees, both taste and scent. I think they're beautiful, but somehow, like in a lot of perfumes, they just seem to be a little bit screechy and sharp, and I never really think of Lychees as being sharp in real life, but somehow when they are in perfumes, especially when they're with rose, they often do seem to get a bit sharp. So I think I'm probably going to declutter this one, because I just don't think I'm going to wear it. I didn't really enjoy wearing this. I think it's super pretty. Probably on someone else's skin this would be good, but on my skin it just gets a little bit sharp, and it's not screechy or shampooey, just a little bit sharp. So let's have a little look. Top notes of Scentology, Lychee and Floral Bouquet, which by the way are about a tenner for 100ml. You can get them on Amazon now. Top notes of Lychee, apricot, peach, blood orange, lemon and rhubarb. Heart notes of jasmine, rose, geranium, orchid, fresh and green accords. Base notes: cedarwood, sandalwood, musk, amber and vanilla. Yeah, it's just not my favourite. In fact, to be honest, it's weird to say it, because I literally just said that I'm fussy about orange blossom. I'm also really fussy about neroli, but I have the pomelo and neroli Scentology perfume, and that's my favourite out of all of them. I think it might be the only one that I don't declutter in the end, because it just smells like spring. I think it's the pomelo that saves that for me, because it smells like an old Aqua Allegoria that I used to have. So anyway, I digress. So that was Sunday morning, and then let me just get it. And then I just couldn't resist it. Now every time I look at it, I want to wear it. Oh, although it is getting out of the kind of season where I would want to wear something so syrupy. This is Lolita Lempicka. This is the Eau de Parfum Mon Premier. Again, this is a tester bottle, hence the green lid. So notes here are top notes of cherry, star anise and ivy, middle notes of licorice, violet, orris, amaryllis, base notes praline, vanilla, tonka bean, musk and vetiver. So this to me is basically very strong in the praline and the cherry. So it's very sweet. It's got a beautiful cherry, very syrupy. And then you've kind of got that violet and orris, so you've got that kind of slightly powdery, makeup-y violet and iris smell. And then you get a hint of greenness and a hint of star anise and a hint of licorice. It's very sweet. It's very pretty. It's really easy to wear, but like I said, I'm kind of getting in there while I can still wear really sweet perfumes, because the weather is definitely changing now. It's starting to warm up a tiny bit in the UK. It's still like crazy wind, and we had like horizontal rain pretty much yesterday. But today we're kind of, I'm recording this on Saturday, so it's been half windy and grey, and then occasionally beautifully sunny and a blue sky. So we're moving into British spring. Anyway, that was what I wore in the evening, because it's absolutely lush. All right. Oh, okay. So we're sticking with Lolita Lempicka here, just because in the morning, because I've been working from home a lot this week, so I wanted to try some things out, and I wanted to try this little baby. So this is called Mon Petit by Lolita Lempicka. This is one of the samples that I got. Okay, I'm going to have to respray this one. So if I read this, it says, let's see. Mon Petit is a floral, fresh and musky, alcohol-free scented water for both mothers and toddlers. This delicious nectar is a true reference to childhood. Anise, marshmallow wrapped in linden petals, freesia and orange blossom with a backdrop of drag A and a white musk cloud. So you can see the linden blossom there, which is quite unusual, I think, in perfumes. I think maybe I've had one other, which was like a wedding perfume or something, that had linden blossom as quite a strong note. And you can totally smell the linden blossom here. Now, I in no way condone anyone putting perfumes on toddlers. Anyone watching this probably thinks the same. You don't really need to put anything on children. They are fine. Leave them alone. But for new mothers, I can totally see this. And for people who are very, very sensitive to perfumes, who get headaches, or again, anyone who works in like healthcare or in offices with people who are really sensitive, this could be a really nice option because it's very gentle, sweet and pretty. It's not hideously sweet. The notes on Fragrantica are slightly expanded, so you've got marshmallow and anise in the top, middle notes lime blossom or linden blossom, freesia and orange blossom, and then base notes of sugared almonds and white musk. The sugared almonds come out more and more. The marshmallow is more of a fluffy vibe. It's not massively sweet. It's slightly sweetened, but it's more of an almondy sweetness. You definitely get a tiny hint of anise, and it's very, very pretty. This is super pretty. I didn't wear it for very long, but I really enjoyed it. It's just really nice. Obviously, it doesn't last a huge amount of time because it's a non-alcoholic one, but it smells like a wedding. It smells like sitting outside in a garden wedding, you know? It's very pretty. Yeah, it's like sitting at the table with a big bouquet of flowers with lots of linden blossom in, with some drier sugared almonds sitting on the table in front of you. Yeah, it's very light, very pretty. I think it's super nice. I'm glad to have that one. I mean, whether it would be something I'd reach for, I don't need a bottle of it, even though the bottles are so cute. But yeah, that's a really, really cute one. I think it's really sweet. Just going to pop that in there for now. Okay. The rest of the day, I wore lovely lights because I just put up my Sarah Jessica Parker video, so she was just on my mind. I was like, I want to wear something, because I'd worn this one, I wanted to wear some kind of creamy floral, and this is a really nice creamy floral. So you've got top notes of honeysuckle, neroli and mandarin orange, middle notes of gardenia, jasmine and cashmerian, base notes musk, amber and sandalwood. And yeah, I mean, it's sweet, it's creamy. I feel like maybe the honeysuckle is quite strong. The neroli isn't at all screechy, neither is the jasmine or the gardenia. It's like super, I think maybe the cashmerian is quite high in the mix, but it doesn't smell like unbearably woody. Like, it's just super pretty. It's a really easy to reach for perfume. So I mean, I literally just did a massive video about all of these, so I won't go on about it, but it's super easy to wear, really good for work. Now then, I have had, unbelievably, this week, 2 perfumes complimented by people who aren't my husband. He often compliments how I smell. He always compliments me on this. I was wearing this morning. He will always grab me and pull me in close when I've got Skin Musk on. Skin Musk, my favourite musk of all time. If I could only have one perfume for the rest of my life, this is what it would be. This is the one I sort of now think of, to be honest, and I just changed it on Fragrantica to my signature scent because this is the one I reach for the most. I don't talk about it all the time, but I'd wear it almost every week because I often wear it before I get into bed because I just find it really comforting and soothing. The only notes they list for this are musk, sandalwood and floral notes, but honestly, I think there's probably some kind of soft vanilla in this, but it's definitely floral. So I wore this to bed on Monday night, and then I could still smell it in the morning. I love it so much. I thought, today I'm just going to wear this out. I'm going to wear it to work. So I've got some of this in a little roller ball as well, and I took that to work. I topped it up again before I left work. I went to the parcel shop to collect something, and the guy in there literally said to me, "Oh, you smell really good today." And he asked me what it was, and he made a note of it because I'm pretty sure he's going to buy it for his wife because it's so beautiful. And I never really think about the fact that this might be one that other people can like properly smell me, you know, because it's like, it feels like an intimate musk to me, and it smells like the sweetest skin you could imagine. I think I saw Sarah May's once because she got it not that long ago, and I think she really liked it. And I'm pretty sure she said it's almost like the smell of a baby, like a baby's skin, like that, something natural, sweet skin smell. But apparently you can smell it, and you can smell it way across the counter in a big shop. So there you go. And absolutely recommend it to everyone in the whole world. I think it's just the best musk. But only bother to get the oil. The spray cologne is an absolute waste of time. I have that one as well, and I kind of spray it on my clothes, but to be honest, it doesn't do anything, so it's kind of pointless. So then on Wednesday, oh my goodness, guys, this is so good, and I'm going to tell you, I already thought it was good when I got it. This is Calvin Klein Obsession Night. Such a beautiful bottle. This colour, I am insane about this bottle. I just love this colour so much. So the notes in this are top notes of white flowers, bitter orange, angelica, bergamot and mandarin orange. The middle notes are gardenia, jasmine, lily of the valley and rose. Base notes cashmere wood, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka bean and amber. This is even better in warmer weather. So, I mean, I already thought it was nice. I really enjoyed wearing it. I mean, I started wearing it when I wasn't very well. And so possibly I don't know if it's something to do with the fact that it was colder or because maybe my sense of smell wasn't quite as good when I'd been ill. But, oh wow, this was so good. I wore this all day on Wednesday because it is so pretty. There's something very magical about this one. It's got this gorgeous vanilla sweetness in the bottom when it dries down, and it's got this kind of magical kind of slight bitter orange and flowers smell in the top. This is the other one I got a compliment on. So I had a friend over and she mentioned it twice. So when I sat down on the sofa, she said, "Oh, you smell really nice. What are you wearing?" I told her what it was. And then when she hugged me goodbye, she commented again. She said, "That just really smells so good." It's really lush. It's so lush. I wore it again on Friday evening. It's just something very cozy about it. And I think Obsession Night is not supposed to be for a night out. It's not like, and it's not like often when the word night is on something, it's supposed to be vampy, it's supposed to be party girl or like sexy. This is like sexy the way Skin Musk is sexy. It gives me that same kind of vibe, that beautiful, soft, sweet skin vibe, but it's like, it smells more perfumey. And as I said when I first got it, there's definitely like a slight shaving foam vibe when you first put this on, but it mellows out massively. Like, you don't need to even give it long before it starts smelling so heavenly. So I'm so happy about it. You get quite a lot of angelica, but otherwise I think it's a real mixture of flowers, a little bit of bitter orange. You've got this beautiful smooth wood in it, but there's something about, I mean, I say it's like vanilla-y, but I think the tonka bean is stopping that vanilla smell too perfumey or too gourmand. It's just creamy. It's so pretty. So yeah, I'm super chuffed about this one. I feel like, I really like it. And the warmer it's been, the nicer it smells to me. So I'm super chuffed about that. Now, on Thursday morning and throughout the day, I just fancied it. I fancied something juicy, happy. There was a bit of sunshine for once. So this is Be Happy from the Feel Good range by Oriflame. I got this from Notino. You tend to be able to get Oriflame from Notino, and you can also get, I see them quite a lot on eBay, but you've got to be careful that people don't rip you off, because you really shouldn't be paying more than £10 for these. They don't last very long, but I love the smell of this one. The top notes are blood orange, bergamot and blackcurrant. Middle notes are turmeric, magnolia and peony. Base notes are sandalwood, musk and vanilla. And I personally, I'm looking at these notes and I'm basically taking the first off of each of them. It's blood orange, turmeric and sandalwood. That's basically what I smell here. But it's sweetened by that vanilla, but because it's very juicy, really hardcore blood orange. You get that earthy turmeric coming through, and then you've got a creamy, lovely, slightly powdery sandalwood, but it's not a powdery perfume because the blood orange is so juicy. You can get a bit of blackcurrant actually, but blood orange, so delicious. I absolutely love that perfume. I wore that most of the day. Very, very jolly and joyful. And then I filmed my rose perfume video. So I was trying to decide what to do about some of the things that I've got that I know are discontinued and are almost impossible to get. And I just decided not to put ones in that I've got some in there that are discontinued, but they are things that you can still like buy on eBay and stuff. But I've got a couple of perfumes that are almost impossible to find. And they both smell almost identical. So I wore my little sample. This is a Brocard perfume from the My Cup of Tea range. It says Tea Rituals on here, but I think on the bottles they actually, because I've got other ones, they say My Cup of Tea, and they've got it down as Lazy Morning, which is also a mistake. God bless Bloom Perfumery. It's called Early Morning, and this is a rose and lemon perfume. So the notes on here, let's compare this. In fact, the notes on here say top notes ginger, grapefruit, green tea, lemon and orange. And then heart notes blackcurrant, Indian jasmine, lavender, lily of the valley, peach, raspberry and rose. Base notes guaiac wood and musk. So yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, that's pretty much identical. They just haven't got them in top, middle and base on Fragrantica. So this particular perfume smells to me, it's a sharper, slightly more lemony and drier rose version of what was my signature scent for a while. I have so many backup bottles of it. I'm obsessed with it and I love it. My Boum cherry blossom and green tea perfume. So that is slightly more juicy because there's pear in it, but it has lemon, it has green tea, it has rose, it has blackcurrant, it has peach, it has musk, it has woods. It's so similar in the notes. It smells so much like it, and that is why when I got the chance recently to get a bottle of this one from eBay, I didn't buy it because I don't need it. Like it's just a slightly less juicy, slightly less sweet version of something I have like probably 300 mils of. I might have 400 mils of that perfume, which is insane, but it's quite light. This is also quite light. So pretty. It's such a pretty rose. So the Boum version just has cherry blossom in as well, which is why it's a bit more kind of sprightly and not quite as dry, but this one is so pretty. If you see it, it's beautiful. It's like a very natural smelling pink rose with how would I say, if you're sitting in your garden on a dewy spring morning, you've got a bunch of pink roses that's a beautiful, sweet smell, and you are drinking a cup of green tea with a big slice of very fresh, zesty lemon in it. That's what this perfume smells like. It's beautiful. You might get a slight hint of the kind of peachy blackcurranty smell as well that gives it a slight fruitiness, but I think in the main it's green tea, lemon and rose, and it's gorgeous. So I didn't put it in the rose perfume one because this has actually officially been discontinued because I was told by Brocard on Instagram, and I mean, you can't get it in the UK anyway, even before it was discontinued. Like, it's basically impossible to get, which is a shame, but it was really fun to try it out. Let's see. And then to finish off, I tested this one out again because I was having a warmer day. I was working from home on Friday and I was thinking about things I wanted to test out, which I've been putting to one side because they just don't work in cold weather. And again, like, some of those were in my rose video, which I've got to edit it, but I think it's going to be up this Wednesday. Guess By Marciano is one of the things that I've been keeping because there is something I really liked about it, but it also was a bit screechy and sharp on me in the cold weather, and I got this in the cold weather. I think I got it in autumn, and so obviously it didn't work at all in winter. I've worked out what it is that I like about it though, which is mad. Guess By Marciano. I'm going to have to put it in a weird position so you guys can actually see it. It's a big weird bottle. I like the bottle. I don't like the text on it. I think it makes it look really old-fashioned, but I kind of really dig the shape and the colour of this bottle. I just like really see-through bottles. I like them with see-through lids. Top notes here are curacao, so that's that blue liqueur, starfruit, cardamom and grapefruit. Middle notes are honeysuckle, jasmine and peony. Base notes are vanilla, musk and woody notes. Now, there is one thing I always think about perfumes with cardamom in, and I've got quite a few of them that I really like. So I really like Yes I Am, and I really like my Vera Wang Embrace Marigold and Gardenia, that's got cardamom in it as well. I think I've got another one that's got cardamom. What I always think about them is cardamom gives a weird plasticky smell to perfumes, like a strange but quite alluring, slightly plastic doll smell. That's what it is. I think it smells like plastic dolls. So when I first got this, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this kind of smells like plastic dolls, but in a way that reminds me of my childhood, and I quite enjoy. But then you've got this, like, it's quite sharp when you first spray it. I think there's a lot of the liquor and there's a lot of the grapefruit when you first spray it. And then it kind of gets sweeter and sweeter as it dries down. And then you are left with this very particular plasticky, sweet, vanilla-y smell, like a fake plastic vanilla smell. And I was wearing it and I was like, oh, what is this making me think of? And then it clicked. It reminds me of Fantasy by Britney Spears. So I think this is like a mixture of a totally different perfume with a slight original Fantasy plasticky sweetness, like a slight weird plasticky cupcakey sweetness. It smells more grown up. It's not as screechy. It smells more expensive. But I have a feeling that's one of the things that I like about it, because there is an element of fantasy that I like, but all the fantasy perfumes smell really awful on me. They all smell very cheap on my skin. I'm not saying, I know they don't smell cheap on everyone. They smell so cheap on me. They smell like really plasticky and synthetic and bad on me. But I always kept going back to that kind of fantasy style DNA, whether it be in the fantasy perfumes or like the Libre dupe of Fantasy, or I got another one recently, which is probably what really triggered this in my head, which I'll do when I do my next little cheapie haul when I film it. It really reminds me of that kind of smell in the bottom of Guess by Marciano, and it's definitely much better in warmer weather. I think even to the point where I think this won't be a spring perfume. I think this is a summer evening perfume for me. But there's definitely something about this that I find quite magical, and I feel like this might be the thing I keep to give me that kind of slight Britney Fantasy vibe without smelling, I don't want to sound rude, but again, because on my skin it smells so cheap, I'd like this without smelling cheap and without smelling childish. This one I think smells more grown up, but it's a very kind of similar vibe. So yeah, I mean, this is another one. Every time I try it, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to try that in warmer weather. But it was definitely at its best when I tried it recently. So I think when it gets super summery, this is going to be a really nice one. Yeah, so that was also the night where I wore Obsession Night later on in the evening, because I wore this throughout the day. I didn't top it up. I could still kind of get a sense for the sweetness, just a very sweet kind of skin scent if I put my arm to my face. But in the evening I just put this one back on because I'm just really digging it. I just think it's absolutely lovely. Yeah, so that was my week, and I hope everyone else had a lovely week as well. I will be back soon. Hopefully my rose perfume will be the one that's up this Wednesday. I'm going to do a little spring video. It's going to be later than everyone else's spring video, but just because in the UK, it's just not particularly spring-like weather right now. So I've sort of started dipping into things that are a bit more spring-like, but I do have quite a few perfumes that I've been deliberately saving for this, like when it starts to warm up. So I'm going to have, hopefully, quite unusual a bunch of spring perfumes for you that probably aren't in anyone else's spring perfumes, because I've got a little stash that I've been holding on to. I'm also probably going to do one more updated tea perfume video at some point. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you've had a nice week as well. Feel free guys to tell me what you've been wearing as well, or if you have any of these, because I do read all your comments and I try really hard to reply to them all as well. Okay.